We're going to be talking about how we can prove beyond any reasonable doubt that Africa and Egypt is thousands, hundreds of thousands of years older than any goddamn Bible. And I know that's gonna hurt you now. I know that's gonna hurt you. Cause that you love it. You know what I'm saying? You love them mythologies. You love them goddamn fairy tales. But we're gonna talk about it today. And why do we have to do this? Because see, people you know, we know y'all biblically compliant out there. That's a part of the psyop that's going on across America under Donald Trump. All Negroes, all immigrants must become Trump compliant, and so you must become biblically compliant because they on some type of crusade right now, and they're trying to get rid of all type of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? That expose them to being the cultural, historical, spiritual thieves that they are. You see, and so you know we know what y'all doing out there. Now, how can I prove based on the Bible? I don't even have to go outside of the Bible. I can use the Bible itself and prove that Egypt, even though in the Bible they create these lies to try to show Africa and Egypt to be subservient to the Bible. You see, but in all the lies that's being told, I can show and prove that within the Bible, yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at who is this? Chief little nigga? Where you come in, Chief? Is that Chief little nigga? Look at you. Look at Chief little nigga. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you out there for a minute. Don't think you're gonna be like a fly, on the buffalo's ass. That's what you is. And so we're not gonna deal with you long, cause it's obviously you less than a man, cause you run you first thing you come in you some little peewee, you little Pee-wee Herman ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got to come in and show your divine femininity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you had to come in and show your divine femininity. You see what I'm saying? Come on in. Yeah, come on in with your divine femininity. Sit on down and cross your legs with your house shoes on. We know what kind of nigga you is. But anyway, let's deal with this. Chief, what's that? What's your name? Chief Big Horn 9E. That's too much shit. You a whole lot of nothing, nigga. This nigga got 20 names. You understand what I'm saying? This nigga got 20 names. This nigga named Chief Big Horn 9 Ether. Yeah, that's too many goddamn names. Anyway, uh, let's deal with this, family, where we can show and prove that Africa and Egypt and Chief Big little nigga. Let me tell you something. Don't fuck with me, because I'm going to delete your ass, and you going to either you want to be here or you don't want to be here. But if you don't want to be here, just go say one more goddamn. Yeah. No, really, I ain't gonna cut into you deep. No, that might be your OG, nigga. You see what I'm saying? That's what you is. See, you fake, you weak, nigga. You weak, nigga. You know what you is. That's your OG, nigga. I know what you is. I know what you is. Let me go and give Chief with all them big ass words. That nigga can't goddamn he can't even spell neither one of them, motherfucker. You had to chat. You had to AI that shit, nigga. You know you didn't spell that shit. You cut and paste that shit out to AI. Yeah. No. Somebody got his ass. Yeah. So, anyway. But let's deal with this knowledge first and foremost. Number one, we just went over Acts 7. If you go to Acts 7, it'll give you a biography of Moses' life. Now, what's key about Moses is that Moses is the first literate Hebrew Israelite. He's the first that means able to read and write. You can't talk about nobody until you talk about Moses, because you didn't know of anybody in the Bible before the Bible. You need the Bible. You didn't know of Adam and Eve. You did not know of Abraham. You did not know of Noah. You didn't know of Isaac, Jacob. You understand? You didn't know of any of those, none of them. You didn't know of any of them. Joshua, yeah, David, Solomon, you didn't know of them until the Bible. So it's very clear that it's the Bible how you gain your knowledge about any of them characters. So who is the author of the first 5 books of the Bible is Moses. Is Moses. And that's very key because we went in Acts 7, verse 22, and it's told us that Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, that he was mighty in word and in deed. And when he was a full 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. What is important about that? Because Moses, according to the Bible, lived to be 120 years old. Acts 22, that chapter breaks his life down into 3 40-year periods. 3 40-year periods. The first 40, he's an Egyptian. He don't know no goddamn Bible. Ain't no Bible. See, but if you go into Genesis, it'll tell you that Egypt is the son of Ham, and Ham is the son of Noah, and Noah is the son of this man, and it all go back to Adam and Eve. Say, and so in according to the Bible, that Egypt is the grandson of Noah. That's what it says. Say Egypt is the grandson of Noah, okay, which is a felonious lie, We know how, Ray came over here and got his ass. Ray came over. I was wondering that Ray came and got right in there and got in his, yeah. I had to jump on my live, man, because my queen had to cook. And so they took over my area, and so I had to run in here and jump on my live because goddamn it, I'm ready to put in some work. And so what I'm doing for y'all, hear me out now. What I'm doing for y'all, I'm showing y'all the chronology of the Bible based on the Bible. But you cannot go to Genesis because Genesis is not the first book. What up, though? Genesis is not the first book of the Bible. Exodus is the first book of the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you why. You cannot go to the fairy tales in Genesis. They all fairy tale. But you cannot run because they wrote Genesis to deceive you of how ancient Africa and Egypt really was. You see, once you understand that you got the first 5 books of the Bible is written by Moses. Okay, but then when we go into Acts, and even in Exodus, it says the same thing. But Acts 22 sums his biography up in a few verses. You see, now the first 40 years of Moses' life, he's an Egyptian. That's what he is. He don't know nothing about no Bible. He haven't even met God yet. So he's an Egyptian. And he ends up killing one of Pharaoh's soldiers. And he has to flee Egypt. He goes into the land of Midian, where he meets his wife, Zipporah, you see. And in that period of Midian is another 40 years. And at the burning bush, God speaks, or the angel of God speaks to Moses in the burning bush. And from that period, he's 80 years old. From the period of the burning bush to the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt, Moses is 80 years old. He still ain't got no Bible. He still ain't got nobody. There is no Bible. Okay, there's no Genesis, there's no Exodus, there's no Leviticus, there's no Deuteronomy, there's no Numbers. It isn't. Now, when they flee Egypt, they spend 40 years, the last 40 years of his life is the 40-year wandering through the desert of the Israelites before they go into Canaan, to attack Canaan. They spend 40 years in the desert. And it's in the desert, the last period, 40-year period of the life of Moses, where he writes, supposedly, listen to me, the first, and matter of fact, see, it does not say that God gave Moses the story of Genesis. It does not say that God gave Moses. It does not say that. God gave him the laws, the ordinances, and all of that, but it never mentions that God gave Moses Genesis. That's right. That's right. So when you look at it, when Exodus opens up, Egypt is already in existence. When the Bible, when Exodus opened up, Genesis is not, because how you gonna have, listen, you cannot put the book before the author. The first 5 books of the Bible are written by Moses. You cannot put the book before the author. You see what I'm saying? So when you open up Exodus, Moses is a baby floating down the goddamn river. He don't have no goddamn books. You have to start the Bible with Exodus. And when you realize the book opened up in the 18th dynasty of Egypt, you have to discard that shit. That's right. Oh man, they come on, man. They ain't nothing but thieves, stories of thieves. That's all they is. But see, they be telling so many lies that you can go in the book and show them with their own book that they lying. We know it ain't no Moses. We saying this hypothetically. You see, for all the people that's trapped in that book, we have to use it hypothetically to show them that you caught in your lie. You caught in your lie. Ain't no way, because when the book opened up, they don't have no Bible. Most of what you talk about, Deuteronomy, Leviticus, all of that was why they was in the desert. All of that shit was why they was in the desert. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, the Adam and Eve, that's some shit that they added to it after the fact. Exodus is the first book of the Bible, opening up with Moses as a baby floating down the Nile River. They didn't have no books until the last period of his life. He was damn near 120 years old, damn near on his deathbed when God told him to write the book. To write the book. He was almost damn near 100, almost on his deathbed. So and again, it never said in the Bible. It show you and tell you everything that God commanded Moses to write, and it never said it told Moses to write Genesis. Genesis is not a part of that. You see what I'm saying? So people need to clarify that. They came after the fact and added Genesis because they understood how in the hell you gonna be leaving from somewhere and nobody know even how you got there. You see what I'm saying? Where are you going? You ain't even got no, saying how you got here. And so they had to come back and read and write a book called Genesis to explain how they got in Egypt. You see, and they fabricated all these stories. You see what I'm saying? And to to delegitimize the authority and the power of ancient Egypt, they had to go back and rewrite Genesis to make Egypt and Africa subordinate to the Israelites. That was not one of their original books. And even in the chronology of going through the seminary, they'll tell you that Genesis is not the first book of the Bible. They'll tell you that. They'll tell you that. Man, a whole lot of storytelling. I'm sick of these motherfuckers storytelling. That's all they goddamn do is storytell. You see? And so we got to be clear that, but why did I do that? Because so many people are infatuated with the Bible. Say Moses wrote the first 3. Which three is that? You couldn't have wrote. That's right, because it says, it does say, and yeah, it did say that he couldn't write of his own death and burial. That's true. He couldn't write of his own, but philosophically, even that. And the book of Joshua say the same thing. And this is the story of the death of burial, and they buried Moses. And so who wrote that part of the fucking Bible? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who? Yeah, he can't. Yeah, you can't write of your own. And Joshua did the same thing in his book. Who wrote that part of it? You see what I'm saying? So even there, they're just showing proof. But a lot of people are delineating against Africa and the truth of Africa for some fraudulent shit. Nobody getting on the fraudulent shit. They say the Bible says Serapis to write the Torah. They got a whole lot of fabricated tales. But once people become comfortable with fairy tales, they'll keep coming. You understand what I'm saying? They'll keep coming. They'll create even more elaborate fairy. And you know what? It's sometimes tale allegorical story is sometimes okay, because most time allegorical stories, they teaching some form of morality. You see, they teaching you some a flaw, a character flaw, and how it could be a anchor, to your life. You see how it could be a roadblock to accomplishment. You see an achievement. It could be a roadblock. And so they create these type of the Cat in the Hat was written too. That's true. And Moses wrote the Cat in the Hat too. You see what I'm saying? He wrote the Cat in the, and sometimes the moral in Cat in the Hat can be, for these niggas out here ain't got no morals. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you had to come at these low level niggas with a fairy tale, cause you ain't gonna get them. You ain't gonna get them with no high proficiency shit like that. You're not gonna get them with the high proficiency. So you got to come out with a low level nigga. You had to come at them with a fairy tale and green eggs and ham. And don't you be stealing, nigga. Billy don't steal. You see what the cat he stole, and they chopped off his hand, and then you had to teach him like that. Yes, and the cat jumped over the moon, and when he jumped over it, they took his ass straight to jail. And that's what's gonna happen to you too, Billy, if you keep that dumb shit up. You see? When you keep that dumb shit up, and you going to jail like the Cat in the Hat. You have to teach these niggas like little babies and shit. But but that's what and not necessarily, but it is an elementary mind. You have to, that don't mean the people, we try to belittle the people, but sometimes you have to start on an elementary level to get the people to understand. Well, you know what? They're getting that paper, cheating. Fuck that. They want that paper. That's an economy. They want to keep that economy flowing in the church. So they're gonna keep that shit going. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna keep that shit going. They ain't trying to. That's big business. That's one of the biggest that's one of the biggest business in the world. You see, and motherfuckers think these mega preachers over here, man, them motherfuckers over there in Africa, man, they making 2-3 times what these motherfuckers over here making. They making 2-3 times more than what these niggas making over here. Some of them motherfuckers over there, man, listen, them motherfuckers clocking that dough. They clocking that motherfucking dough over there big time. Some of them motherfuckers over there damn near a billionaire. Preaching. You feel what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers got major dough. $500 million. Some of them preachers over there, they bigger than, I seen 2 or 3 of them bigger than any black preacher over in the United States. So that's big motherfucking business. But we wanted to show and prove that Africa and Egypt is far older than the Bible. So how you gonna diss Egypt? You understand what I'm saying? And not diss the Bible. And everybody in the Bible learned from the Egyptians, as clear as we could state it. Yet and still, but I understand you niggas out there trying to be biblically compliant. You understand what I'm saying? Because Donald Trump ain't giving out no goddamn money unless you've been biblically compliant to what he's putting down now. He's on a crusade right now. He's on a crusade right now. So you got to be biblically compliant. And so they ain't gonna say nothing about the Bible. They ain't gonna say nothing about the church. They're not gonna say nothing about Freemasonry. You're not gonna say nothing about the fraternity or the sorority. No, y'all ain't gonna do that. Y'all gonna be biblically compliant. But that's what we want to prove today, to know we know you fake. We know you're flogging. We know you're nothing but a fabricated nigga. And we're going to continue to shine the spotlight on you. I thank y'all, family. Matter of fact, before we get out of here, let me drop my link down. My one link. I know. Thank you, Ray, for dropping them in there, man. I really be needing you on these, because all you had to do is hit the button. You don't get an opportunity to set up. That's right. We got. You already know. You already know. Shit. The God you've been praying to come back was you. That's you. The higher self. That's what it is. Let me drop this down here. There's one link. Man, we got a fire goddamn live stream going down on today, Patreon, where we're going to be why the elite of America you worship ancient Egypt through Freemasonry. I want y'all in the house when I drop this now. I want y'all in the house. Let me pin this message up here. Click that link. It's going to be prime time, about 8:30. Most definitely be in the house. I'm going to keep it coming until that time. And so thank you for being in the house, family. Support the generals, share the videos, subscribe, get a video a thumbs up, and I hit you back in a minute. Black Pop.